Alright, welcome back everybody. ASAP Grim here. This is the continuation of our Endless Space 2 tutorial. We're playing the tutorial, and I just started the countdown timer. We have, last turn we ended with being able to pass a law, so we're going to check that out. Kudos, you have accrued enough influence to pass your first law. Open the Senate screen via the control banner to learn more. Okay. There are 6 political parties and law categories: militarist, scientist, ecologist, pacifist, religious, and industrialist. Okay. Crucially, the leading political parties of your Senate determine the categories of laws you can pass. In the active laws pane, click on the Pass Laws button to see what laws can be voted. Active laws pane, pass laws. More laws will become available after each election. Select the law you wish to pass and click the Pass button. Okay, we could do the Super Tax Act Peacetime Prosperity Initiative. No matter how well you try to sell it, when taxes go up, nobody is happy. While it won't lead to revolution, this latest hike in value-added tax does cause some discontent in the population. What else do we have? Even in my video games, anytime I get something that has some kind of a economy simulator that will allow me to, I try to see what happens whenever I just go with really low taxes. And I kind of trust my people to spend their money in ways that will push us forward. And it usually works that way. So I kind of want to look at what else we have to pick from. But the ones that I've seen that work in are ones where lowering taxes affects like the happiness and motivation of the people, while raising taxes depresses them. So if it doesn't include those mechanics, then you're just kind of losing money. Outreach for Academic Excellence Initiative. Believing that the standard of education is not where it should be, students at all levels have additional courses in math, sciences, and technology. So this is going to be like a STEM thing here. The additional effort to improve technical knowledge will pay off, but there are a lot of unhappy scholars out there. Why are they unhappy? Oh, because we're telling them that they're not doing their job, basically. Oh, we're making them work harder. Oh, the teachers are complaining because we're making them work harder. All right, so we get +3 science per population on planets, but -2 approval per population. Over here, it's +3 dust, but -20. Golly, -20 approval on systems. Toys for boys, primarily a way to turn technology and science development into new cool gadgets. This law was much derided for simply coming up with a new way for the average citizen to waste time and resources for personal pleasure. It's going to increase approval a lot. We are going to lose 10% industry on systems. See, I kind of wonder if that might not be a good trade-off. What's the domino effect of the approval across the board? New colony. Everybody loves good news from the frontiers of the empire, and this legislation helps to formalize and encourage the feel-good factor that comes with the founding of a new colony on a distant world. As well as instituting an official period of national celebration, this rule further fosters the whole population's sense of contentment by lowering the barriers for industrial expansion. That sounds really good. We would get +20% on outposts and +25 approval on systems for 5 turns when acquiring a new colony. either by invasion or through completion of an outpost. This might be the way to go for us because we're in an expansion phase right now. As the lower fleet costs. As the war effort surges on, industry lobbyists have presented a law that would help them increase output at shipyards across the empire. Their proposal only asks for a few key safety regulations to be suspended, complete with promises they will internally self-regulate to minimize likely increased risks of workplace injury. This is really whether or not you trust your CEOs. Do you believe that the kinds of people, see, I don't even want to put moral value on this. It's tempting to. You could definitely look at this and put a lot of moral value on it, but what I'm suggesting is that you would have to look at the motivating factors of a human being. What kinds of people become what? What kinds of people become your artists? What are their characteristics? What are their attributes? Because everybody's going to have pluses and negatives, and everybody kind of has a good side and a dark side, you know? What kind of person becomes an architect? What kinds of persons become nurses and doctors? What kind of people become CEOs, and what kind of people become teachers? And then what are their motivating factors? And those who are in charge of these companies, do you trust that they would regulate this with the idea that the better of a workplace you create for your employees? This happened in the 80s. The Japanese were famous for this. The more productivity you're going to get out. Here in America in the 80s, Japanese companies really grew through the roof. And the reason is because they had a philosophy that if you treat your employees really well, people will want to work for you, and it'll develop brand and company loyalty, and people will stay with you, and they'll run through brick walls for you. And that turned out being true. Well, that's a CEO decision. Or are we more of a cynical? Do we have more of a cynical view where we think these people will just dance on the backs of those underneath them, you know, and all the way to the top, and they'll run these companies into the ground, and they'll run the employees into the ground, and they'll put everybody at untold risks if we don't put regulation on them, because that's what they are. They're wolves, and they're out to gain all the money in the world that they can for themselves. And if you don't regulate them, then they will run themselves into being not only useless but working against you. That's more of a cynical view that says that you have to control these people. And I'm not really sure how this game would work that, but it looks like you'd get negative 15% industry cost on systems. And the upkeep would be +1 influence per population. Oh, that's for the law. So see what I mean? Like those are my views, and from what I've seen in history and stuff, and sort of the two different perspectives that we have in the real world. Now, when you actually implement this law in this game, are the mechanics set up where they emulate the real world well, or does something else happen? So that's kind of what I have to think about when it comes to these laws. I'm going to go with the new colony. Pass. Past laws immediately apply their powerful effects on the empire. However, an upkeep and influence must be paid, based on the number of systems owned and the law power. If paying this upkeep becomes impossible, then laws start being abrogated progressively. Okay. Laying down the law. Why is it grayed out? Is that what it means? Has it been abrogated? Maybe it'll come into effect next turn. It's costing me 4 influence for 2 laws. And then it shows us where we're getting that influence from. I think. Oh. This appears to simply be a reflection of this right here. Okay. Well, let's go back to the main screen. Do I have a probe yet? No, I should in the next turn, though. Okay, it was this. There we go. And we have Transvine. Construction completed, sustainable farms. Okay, gotta go load up more construction. Latest political survey. The latest survey is in, and it appears that the industrialist political party is in the lead, but who knows what might happen on election day. Militarists appear to be growing. Okay. We need to get this queue up. What do we want next? Intensive cultivation. I think I'm going to go with cerebral reality. Although, we might be getting close to being able to build ships. How long would this take? It looks like it only takes 2 turns. Let me get prepped for that. And then we'll stack this in there. Okay. Oh, yeah, my increasing science is starting to lower these turns. How long it takes to research. That's cool. Okay, so, this guy here, we could go down this way. Maybe I should. Yeah. Let's go ahead and click him and then right click here. And all of my move points have been used, so we can end turn. Personally, and on a very superficial level so far, because I can't evaluate fully yet, I kind of like this game more than Stellaris. I like the presentation of it. It seems really interesting to me right now. And I'm a little bit leery that it's new for me versus Stellaris, but it looks really neat so far, and graphically it's absolutely gorgeous, which has always had a strong effect on me. I don't know how to feel about that. Is that superficial or what? You know, I don't really know how to evaluate that on myself. But I know that I play video games for entertainment, and so what makes me happy is what makes me happy, and I'm good with that, you know. Here we go. End turn. Efficient shielding will be done in 2 turns. Election, federation. Government. A federation does not waste time on individual populations' desires. Rather, they gather the governors of systems to decide the political fate of the empire. Of course, influential governors carry more weight in the outcome. All right. Are the governors elected? How are the governors determined? Or are they appointed by the central, I don't know, authority? We were talking before that it seems like our economy is kind of fascist based, and the empire in this game certainly seems authoritarian. So I'm guessing that there's not really any voting going on here that reflects the people. This is something that would be done by quote unquote experts, right? So anyway, that's neat. We'll learn more about that moving forward, I'm sure. Looks like, okay, here's our parties, political breakdown from the previous election. Almost 50% are industrialists. We have 0 pacifists. Select an election action. We can do official support. Provides a small boost to the chosen party. Select a political party to support. Okay. Or we can intimidate citizens. Provides a strong penalty to the competitors. Ideal if the chosen party is not one of the favorites. Costs depend on the number of colonies. Or we can do reinforced intimidation. Ugh. Provides a strong boost to the selected political party. Ideal if the chosen party is already well supported. Costs depend on the number of colonies. Well, that's interesting, because I was going to say if we're well supported, I would go with official support, because they're going to win naturally. This is about how to cheat your elections, basically. And I do want the industrialists right now. I want to go official support. Vote breakdown by system. Duce is the only one. The other one is a colonize. It's not a system yet. Okay. And, oh, it looks like they're really happy with the ecologists. That's what you got to look at. You got to look at how the systems are matching out. Okay. So we might become ecologists. Election result. What is this? The votes for the industrialist political party have been redirected to the militarists political party. And, what? Were the industrialists completely voted out? Is that what this is telling me? I may have messed up, man. Jingoist Joy Bill. A law any and every self-respecting lover of war, gun in one hand, banner in the other, can get behind, because the population are so invested in the military-industrial complex and all the shiny spectacles, parades, and killings that come with it. Not only do declarations of war have no influence cost, but each act of war actually boosts the happiness of the loons. Spoils of War Act. This law, which underpins the licensing of scavenger vessels to scour the sites of space battles, is a powerful means of generating both finances and scientific knowledge. Specialized vessels agree to give a fixed amount of both dust and debris to the Empire for each enemy ship that was known to be destroyed, and in exchange they are permitted to keep the rest. Some crews have made fortunes. You get 50 science per destroyed command point, and 50 dust gained per opponent command point destroyed. Negative 10% on overall dust in your empire, though. That sounds sketchy. This one gives you plus 15 influence per war with a major faction on systems. And plus 5 approval per war with a minor faction on systems. Okay. Green Fertility Bill. Ecologists, being somewhat spiritually minded on account of their passion for all living things, can sometimes be a little irrational. This law takes full advantage of such a mindset, encouraging the idea that visits to system anomalies can up fertility rates. And it works. Like homeopathy, belief is key to efficacy. +2 agriculture per anomaly. Per population on anomaly. +5%, I think that's FIDC. So is that a 5% increase across the board of all FIDC things? Food, industry, science. I forgot what the D is. Per anomalies on colonized planet. On systems. Okay. Cool copies. It is usually important to guarantee the authenticity of a product or raw material. However, by purposefully creating the impression that a certain resource is under ecological pressure, fakes and counterfeits can be officially sanctioned with full public support. This permits the positive effects of the resource to occur without the necessity of obtaining the resource itself. Man, this is all about grifting people. +2 food per population on planets and -25% luxury costs for increasing population growth rate. That sounds at least interesting. Of all of these, this one seems the most interesting. But it's the most directly manipulative, it seems. Alright. Create systems colonized on Primus. Your outpost turned into a colony on Primus. Excellent. We need to manage it. Solo quest complete. Prologue to the stars. The Empire is ready to expand into the galaxy and bring its mighty civilization to new worlds. Maybe even new patriots. The first starship yards have just finished. Okay, so we've read all this before. Discover and colonize another star system by bringing a colonizer ship to a system that harbors a colonizable planet, and we just got Dimitro Linko. This is our first hero. He's level 1. Okay, we're done. Forced law activated. The law Shingoist Joy Bill has been activated in your empire. Well, alrighty then. Alright, we got a bunch of stuff going on. Let's bring drone networks up. That'll be done in 5 turns. Followed by Xeno Industrial Infrastructure, which will be done in 15 turns. Those just seem like they should be standard for everywhere. I don't know. Hero recruited. Dmitry Linko has joined your empire. Let's go to hero management. Behind every great civilization lies great leaders. In your empire, the most important of these are your academy heroes, dust-enhanced individuals from across the galaxy who can change the course of history. Train at the fabled academy heroes come in 4 classes: guardians, seekers, overseers, and counselors. So it looks like Dimitri is a counselor. The counselor focuses on empire-wide resources as well as diplomacy. The counselor's ship is heavily oriented towards support modules with limited weapon and defense capabilities. So he's like a Jedi. Heroes can be assigned as system governors or fleet admirals to boost performance. Note that assigned heroes incur a dust upkeep cost and must wait several turns when reassigned. To recruit new heroes into your empire, you must discover the system where the fabled academy is located, or build the academy embassy, a unique building unlockable by the Stage 2 Xenology technology in the Empire Development Quadrant. You must discover the system where the fabled academy is located, or build the academy embassy. Okay. Inspect and assign unassigned heroes from this screen. Notice that this screen is accessible using the F6 shortcut. Okay. I want to assign him to be a governor of Doucet. Alright. And We can inspect. We have a ship. And we have no available skill points. Each of your Academy heroes is a special individual with a unique backstory, skill tree, and starting statistics. From here, you can access their skill tree as well as the ship design of their personal craft. Both are associated to their hero class. The younger brother of the Emperor's personal bodyguard, Hadrilinko. Dmitri decided to forge his own path away from his brother's rising star, signing up for early United Empire prospecting missions to help map the hinterlands of the home system. Dmitri helped develop several critical industrial facilities in the Kuiper Belt. Rugged and determined as he was, Dmitri found the best skill wasn't his labors, though. It was acting as a placatory influence on the inevitable daily squabbles that broke out between competing prospecting firms. Squabbles that could often be fatal if not resolved. Eventually tiring of the petty disputes but not ready to return to Raya, Dmitri launched himself into the newly discovered star lanes. After years of wandering the galaxy, he stumbled upon the Academy. Impressed by Dmitri's ability to sneak deep into the facility before being discovered, the Academy leader decided to bring him into the fold. All right. Close that. Move back. Hero recruited. We are done with that. System colonized on Primus. Your outpost turned into a colony on Primus. And I think I've already, I've loaded stuff up here, so we can get rid of that. And we completed big data shipyards, and now we're working on cerebral reality over in the Doucet system. That's our capital system. Laws were canceled. New colony freedom and expansion statute, because the industrialists miraculously were booted out of office, man. They looked like they were dominating the political scene. I'm not quite sure how that happened, except to say what I said before. I think in Doucet, because we were putting so much attention towards agriculture, it's the ecologists that took the popularity. Improvement completion incentivization scheme. Both of these were gotten rid of. Okay. We have no governor here in this system. A new Hoche. Create an outpost on the planet Heka 3 or colonize its system. Right. Next turn, we will be working towards that. We need a savanna planet. The ability to colonize savanna planets. Let's move out. And we're coming up on a system called Electra. We are exploring the Serpents system. Okay, let's hit end turn. Research is complete. Efficient shielding. Okay. Gearing up. You have unlocked a military ship hull. Good for you. You're now able to create and edit military ship designs based on this new hull. Click on the military status screen and the control banner to learn more about military ship designs. Okay, before I do that, I want to bring up the text screen, and I need Savannah. Where put that? You know what? I better get out of here and double check. Yes, Savannah. It says we need to colonize Heka 3 or its system. So, I want to get Heka 2 then, because it's a large Savannah. So then open here. here, I think. Colonized Savannah. And wouldn't you know it, of course it's on the opposite side of where I decided to put my science. I cannot pick this yet then. Maybe I can because it's part of tier 2. Baryonic shielding will be done. Nope. In 5 turns. It might be researching this first. What if I went here? Rare earth foams take 3 turns. It sure seems like it would require this. I mean, there's a branch going here. Well, I'm going to select this and we're going to find out if it auto-researches this. How about that? Then we'll go back. We'll open up Marketplace. Military ship prices decrease. Intergalactic peace has led to a price decrease for military ships. Okay, we have reached the end of this episode, which means that next episode is where we're going to start doing the military ships. Can I move here? Electra 1, huge gas, temperate, inhospitable. And it has a curiosity. Your analysis of the signal on planet Electra 1 was successful. We got a load of Eden incense. An exceedingly agreeable aroma wafts from this orange-pink plant when it is burned. Sought after for its potent effects on intellectual creativity, it is valuable as a resource and for trade. Yeah, it's an incense. That's neat. Plus 30 influence on system. Okay. And new luxury resource discovered. And it's the Eden incense that was discovered. Looks like we have this locked because our expedition power is not high enough. Well, maybe it's because I'm out of probes. Yeah, I think it's because I'm on probe renewal right now. So we're not going to end turn because we need to look at the military ship hull and design that, but that'll be in the next episode. Let's hit save. And there we go, guys. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And I will see you in the next episode where this story continues.